Hello friends, this is Shekhar Pujari. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the subject Goods and Service Tax. In that, we need number 4, payment process in GST and returns in GST. Before that, moving towards the topic or unit, we know that tax is a greater source to raise the fund in India. And in India, taxes are classified into two. One is direct tax, another one is indirect tax. But instead of indirect tax, the new tax regime is introduced with effect from 1st July 2017. That tax regime is called as a goods and service tax. So the question arises, who needs to make the payment of GST? Okay, mostly the person who engaging the supplying of goods and services and whose turnover exceeding annually 20 lakh rupees, those person needs to get registered with the GST department and needs to make the payment to the government. And how the payment is done? The payment is done only with the help of electronically. Okay, via electronically the taxpayer needs to make the payment to the government. Okay, then we'll see what is the meaning of payment process in GST. Simply we can say the taxpayer, he has to use the electronic modes, okay, and he has to generate the challan. That challan, whatever necessary information is there, that information is going to filled by taxpayer, such as what kind of tax is paid, how much amount of paid, or for what purpose amount is going to paid, either it may be for tax, penalty, interest, fees, or any other amount. Okay, that overall process, how the tax payment is done by taxpayer to the government, that process is nothing but payment process in GST, we can say. Or here the simple meaning they have given, the taxpayer will generate the electronic challan. As I told you, the GST only done electronically, not manual work is involved. So if we want to make the payment, or when taxpayer needs to make the payment to the government, then he has to generate a challan. Okay, no manual work is there. So he has to generate a challan from the website, from the GST portal, and he has to fill the necessary information. He has to enter the required details, such as how much amount to be deposited by him and for what purpose. Okay, he has to generate the challan. He has to fill the necessary requirements in that challan, such as how much amount to be deposited and for what purpose we are making the payment. Either that taxpayer has to pay government the tax, or any interest, or any penalty, or any fees, or any other amount. Okay, this overall process is called as a payment process in GST. Okay, again I will repeat in simple words. Payment process in GST is nothing but where taxpayer needs to make payment to the government. Then what are the steps, how the process is there, that process is called as a payment process. How the process is there? The taxpayer makes to generate the electronically challan. Okay, he has to generate the challan, okay, with the use of electronic, that computer and internet, and required information he has to fill in that challan, such as how much amount is deposited, and he has to make payment for what? Either he has to pay tax, either he has to pay interest, either he has to pay penalty, fees, or any other amounts. This is the meaning of payment process in GST. Next we will see few important terms used in the payment process in GST, which may ask for 2 marks for expansion purpose. Okay, those terms we'll see here. Okay, here is CPIN. CPIN stands for Common Portal Identification Number. Okay, the next term is CIN. CIN stands for Challan Identification Number. Okay, next BRN. BRN stands for Bank Reference Number. The next term is EFPB. EFPB stands for Electronic Focal Point Branch. Okay, These are the important terms used in the payment process. The next important concept we'll discuss, the future of or features of payment process in GST. The question asked about features or characteristics, we can say, or either the question asked what is the nature of payment process in GST. So these are the 10 points are there, I have listed here, which is look like features of payment process in GST. So we'll discuss one by one. Okay, the first feature is electronic payment process. Okay, as I told you, the GST work is done electronically only. Okay, all the activities of GST is done by electronically by use of internet and computers. So whatever the when taxpayer needs to make the payment to the government, okay, at that time this process, the payment process is done only with the help of electronically. The taxpayer must and should use the electronic mode to make the payment to the government, and government also make use of electronic mode to receive the cash. Okay, this is how the first feature is there. Okay, that is electronic payment process, and here no paperwork is involved. In earlier system, in indirect tax system, the mostly work is done by paper, by using the papers and all. But what happened in the GST, all activities are done through electronically, so no paperwork is taken place. So this is the first feature, electronic payment process. Then second feature, electronically generated challan is used. As I told you, in earlier system we used to take the hard copy of challan, but what happened now, when taxpayer needs to make the payment to the government, he has to generate the challan, okay, in soft copy only. Okay, he has to generate the challan and he has to fill the challan electronically only. So here electronically generated challan is only used, no hard copy is used. Okay, you have to go to the website, go to the GST portal, from that you have to generate the challan and fill the necessary information and make the payment to the government. This is how the feature is there. Okay, then third is facilitation, here it is, facilitation for the taxpayer. Okay, facilitation is nothing but easy. Okay, facilitation for the taxpayer, it is, this process is very much helpful, very much easy to the taxpayer, because you can make the payment anytime or anywhere. The taxpayer needs to make the payment to the government, but he can make payment at any time and anywhere. Okay, either he can make the payment from home, make the payment from office, from other places, because all work is done through electronically. So with the help of electronic or with the help of computers, we can make the payment anytime, anywhere. Okay, this is how the feature is there, felicitation for the taxpayer. This is the very easy system for the taxpayer. Okay, the next feature is fourth one, easy payment process. This GST process or GST payment process is very much easy. Why? Because payment also done electronically, no need to visit the banks and no need to wait in the queues and make the payment to the government. But what happens, the government has instructed the taxpayers is you have to make payment through electronically with the use of electronic modes. So it is very easy to make the payment by the taxpayer to the government, because either he can use the debit card, credit card, either RTGS, NEFT or OTC, that is over the counter system. Okay, from those modes he can choose any mode and he can make the payment within the fraction of time or within the fraction of seconds. He used to make the payment from one place to another place easily. You don't need to visit the banks, he don't need to waste the time and all. Okay, for that it is treated as easy payment system. Okay, this is also one of the feature of payment process in GST. The next one is logical tax collection data in electronic format. Okay, as we know, whatever the information or whatever the information we need to submit the government, say for example, if taxpayer paid the tax to the government, such as many taxpayers are there in India who going to make payment to the Indian government. So this system, this GST payment process is done by electronically, whereas there is a possible to government that make the logical tax collection data in electronic format. Okay, individual taxpayer how much needs to make the payment, how much he had paid. Okay, each and every data is collected, and how the data is collected by the government, that too in logical way, not in the scattered way or any manual way and all. Okay, because this system is done via electronically. All the GST matters or any kind of GST activities are done by electronically. So there is a possible to government to collect the taxes, okay, and collect the tax data logically. Okay, that is electronic format. The next feature is faster remittance of tax revenue to the government account. Okay, say for example, if electronic system is not there, then how taxpayer is going to pay the tax to the government? First of all, taxpayer must visit the bank and he has to wait in the queue, he has to deposit the cash, and after depositing, the bank will transfer the same cash into the Reserve Bank of India in the name of Central Government of India. Okay, this is how the payment process was earlier happening. But what happened now? All the GST transactions are done electronically. So when taxpayer want to make the payment to the Indian government or Central Government of India, at that time he will use to, or he must use the electronic mode. Okay, with the electronic mode, there is a possibility that, or there is a possible that where taxpayer easily make the payment to the government within the fraction of time or within the less time. So here they have given the sentence like this: faster remittance of tax revenue to the government's account. From the taxpayer's account, he will transfer the fund in the government's account or in the bank of RBI. Okay, at that time easily fund moving and faster way, the amount from the taxpayer's account is going to transfer in the name of government's account. Okay, this is how the faster is possible. So faster remittance of tax revenue to the government account, we can say. The next feature is speedy accounting and reporting. Okay, as we know, the fast transaction is taken place in between the taxpayer and government. Okay, whenever taxpayer needs to make the payment, he will easily and within the less time he will make the payment. With this, government and taxpayer, they will make their account, account for each other's acknowledgement. Okay, taxpayer will prepare the accounts for his beneficials, and the government also prepares the accounts for their beneficials. So whenever the transaction happened in between the taxpayer and government, so there is a speed transaction happens. From that speed transactions, there is a possibility of speed accounting and reporting. Okay, if transaction happened with the less time, then accounting also happens. When transaction completes, accounting starts. Immediate transaction completes, immediately accounting will start. And when accounting will conclude the financial results, then there is a possibility to speed reporting to the required users. Okay, this is how the speed accounting and reporting is done with the help of payment process in GST, because all types of transactions are done through electronically. Then easily or within the less time, accounting transactions are happened. From that, we can easily do the accounting and we can report to the end users. Okay, the next is 8th one, electronically reconciliation of all receipts. Okay, as I told you, in India, so many taxpayers needs to make payment to the government or Central Government of India. At that time, government also easily able to reconcile of all the assets. Why? Because all amounts or all transaction is done electronically. With the help of electronic, the government of India can able to reconcile the all receipts within less time. If say for example taxpayer is going to paid all payments through the paperwork and all, then at that time the government also very much in problem to reconcile the all assets and all. But what happens, the GST process or GST transactions are done through electronically, so all activities or all the transaction or all the receipts are going to reconcile electronically. This is very much easy to the government also. The next one is simplified procedure for banks. Okay, for banks also this system, by using the or by application of electronic mode, banks also feels very simple procedure, because taxpayer don't need to visit the bank, don't eat the head of the bankers. Okay, they can electronically done the activities, then bankers also no need to put efforts in these transactions. Okay, so next last is use of single challan and single payment instrument. Here it is, as I told you, in GST process electronic challan should be generated, and that challan should be in the only one format. Okay, no any other format is there. Okay, but in earlier system, okay, so for example I will give you example. Whenever you will deposit the fees of the college, okay, then you will get the so many receipts, that is college copy, bank copy, okay, candidate copy, so many copies are there. But what happens in GST, no any other copies are there. Okay, only one single challan you will get, and that challan only make used or make transfer from one place to another place. So here it is, use of single challan is there and single payment instrument is there. Only one challan is there, that challan is going to acknowledged or going to used to the all part. Next concept we'll see what are the required electronic ledgers to be maintained by every taxpayer. As we know, taxpayer needs to make payment to the government, and he has to use the electronic modes, and he has to maintain some ledgers. Okay, so what type of ledgers he has to maintain? So taxpayer needs to maintain three types of ledgers. Here I have listed. One is electronic tax liability ledger, second one electronic cash ledger, third one is electronic credit ledger. So we'll discuss one by one. First of all, electronic tax liability ledger. The taxpayer needs to maintain one of the ledger. In that ledger he will disclose the information about how much tax to be or how much tax liability to be paid by the taxpayer to the government. Okay, that ledger is nothing but electronic tax liability ledger. Then what type of liability has taxpayer needs to make payment to the government? Either it may be tax, penalty, fees, interest, or any other amount. Such type of information the taxpayer needs to maintain with the ledger. That ledger is nothing but electronic tax liability ledger. Then second type, electronic cash ledger. Another type of ledger is maintained by the taxpayer, wherein he will show the information that, or he has to maintain the information how much cash is deposited in the cash ledger and how much tax is paid to the government. This information is going to be maintained by the taxpayer in one of the ledger. That ledger is nothing but electronic cash ledger. Okay, then we'll see third. Okay, third one is electronic credit ledger. Again another ledger or third type of ledger has to maintain by the taxpayer, where when he can claim the ITC from the government. Okay, ITC is nothing but input tax credit. The tax which is going to paid earlier by the taxpayer, he can claim, and that claim he can adjust with the output tax. You know the ITC concept very well. So for that reason, for showing those claims or how much amount is credited to the account, okay, for that reason he has to maintain another type of ledger. That ledger is nothing but electronic credit ledger. So after that, we know when ITC is claimed, ITC is only adjusted, or ITC is only used to make payment of output tax. Then again in tax also so many types are there. Okay, IGST, SGST, CGST or UTGST. So on which ITC will get and what kind of priority to make the payment. So I have here given you one of the chart. From that chart you will come to know that what is the manner of utilization of ITC. Okay, so I have made two columns here. Input tax on, if you got the input tax on IGST, CGST, SGST or UTGST, for what purpose you will able, or what purpose you will make utilization, that I have given you the consequences here. So first of all, when input tax is claimed, or you got input tax on IGST, then that IGST or input tax credit can be utilized against the output tax of what? First of all, IGST, ITC is utilized for IGST. Okay, if any output tax is there, then you have to make payment. After making payment of IGST, again still amount of ITC is available, then you can make payment of CGST. Again amount is available, then you can make the payment of SGST. Again amount is available, you can make the payment of UTGST. Okay, as we know, SGST is applicable in the states which having their own constitution, and instead the state which does not have their own constitution, they need to make payment of UTGST. Mostly union territories, okay, like Diu Daman, Dadra, Nagar Haveli, okay, Pondicherry, such type of union territories need to make the payment of UTGST. Say for example, next, if you got the ITC on CGST, then you can make payment of output tax of CGST first. If a balance available, you can make payment of IGST. Next, any balance claimed or any ITC is available on the SGST or UTGST, you can first available or make payment of SGST or UTGST and then make payment of IGST. If again balance is available, we can't use for the CGST and all. Okay, for the next year only we can adjust against the CGST or UTGST or again IGST. This is how the manner of utilization of ITC is given. Next, we'll discuss about the very important concept, that is modes of payment in GST. As we know, taxpayer needs to make payment to the government or tax department. So what are the modes available to make the payment by the taxpayer to the government? So here 3 modes are available in India. Okay, as we know, taxpayer needs to make payment electronically. So via electronically you can make the payment, and 3 modes are available for the each and every registered person to make the payment to the government. So these are the 3 modes. First of all, internet banking through authorized banks. Okay, in short, debit card or credit card. By use of debit card and credit card, you can make the payment. Okay, as I told you, taxpayer directly from his account to government's account, he can't directly transfer the amount. First of all, the taxpayer from his account or from his pocket, he has to deposit in the cash ledger, and after or through the cash ledger he has to make payment to the government. Okay, this is how the payment process is available in India. Okay, either the taxpayer needs to use of debit card or credit card, he can make the payment. Then second mode, here over the counter payment. Okay, he can use the separate type of mode, that is over the counter payment. Short form is OTC. Okay, but there is a restrictions is there. Here it is payment up to rupees 10,000 per channel only. Okay, whereas if you want to make payment through the over the counter, okay, over the counter is nothing but when physical cash is having by taxpayer, first of all he has to go at the counter of bank, he has to deposit the cash, and from that cash he will transfer the cash to the from the one account to another. Okay, that system is called as a over the counter payment. Okay, but this method or this type of payment process, per challan it should be up to 10,000 we can make the payment. Okay, say for example, if you want to deposit the 15,000 rupees, we have to make 2 challans. Okay, one challan is for 10,000 and another challan is for 5,000. Directly we can't do we can't deposit the cash of 15,000 at a one point. Okay, with 2 transactions we have to deposit the cash. Okay, this is how the OTC payment system is there. Okay, and last is either you can make the payment through, or taxpayer needs to make the payment through NEFT or RTGS. NEFT is nothing but National Electronic Fund Transfer, and RTGS is nothing but real time gross settlement. These are the recent services which are provided by the banks to transfer the fund from one place to another place electronically. Okay, so these are the modes. Again I will repeat, the taxpayer having 3 modes to make payment to the government. Either he can use the debit card or credit card, this is one of the mode, or either he can choose the OTC facility, over the counter payment. Directly he can go to the counter of the bank, he can deposit the cash, from that he will transfer the fund. Okay, next system, he can make the NEFT or RTGS from his account balance, he can transfer to the cash ledger, from that he will transfer to the government's account. Okay, this is how the payment modes are available in India. Next we will discuss the important concept, the procedure for payment by debit card or credit cards. When the taxpayer wants to make the payment to the government, he has 3 options. Either he can make payment through debit card or credit card, either he can choose OTC, or either he can choose NEFT or RTGS. When he select to make the payment via debit card or credit card, what is the procedure? This may question ask for 15 marks. So few certain steps are there or procedure are there. Here I have listed 6 points. From that 6 points we will come to know that what is the procedure for making the payment by debit card or credit card. Okay, so first of all, first step is login to GST portal for generation of challan. As I told you, taxpayer needs to make payment to the government by electronic mode. Okay, he has to use the internet or computer and all. So first of all, he has to log in and select the GST portal. From that GST portal he has to generate the challan. The next process, after login, create the draft challan, fill the details. Okay, after logging you have to generate the challan and you have to create a draft and fill the necessary information. Okay, how much tax you need to pay, what kind of tax you need to pay, such type of data you have to upload or you have to fill. Okay, first step is you have to generate the challan, you have to log into the GST portal and generate the challan, you have to fill the necessary information. Okay, third step, select the mode of payment and then select the bank. Then go to the option of payments, you can select the mode of payment. Okay, 3 modes are available. Okay, debit card, credit card, OTC and RTGS or NEFT. Okay, from that you have to select the you want to make a payment through debit card and credit card. Then again option comes, which bank does you have debit card or credit card. Say for example, SBI bank's debit card or credit card you having, then you have to select the bank SBI. Okay, this is how select the mode of payment, you want to make the payment via debit card or credit card and you have to then select the bank, you have to select the bank also. Okay, after that make payment through bank. Okay, after selecting the option and after selecting the bank, you have to make payment through bank. Okay, by using debit card and credit card, and you know the rest how the payment is done by using the debit card and credit card, by using the code, PIN number, that CVV number and all procedure you know. Okay, so you have to make payment through bank by using the debit card and credit card. Again I will repeat, first of all you have to generate the challan, you have to fill the necessary information, then you have to select the mode of payment, then you have to select the bank, and then you have to make payment through using the debit card or credit card. Then fifth one, after a successful transaction, okay, after the payment is done, then after a successful transaction, a unique CIN, that is common identification, challan identification number against the CPIN, okay, common portal identification number will be created. After successfully done the payment, there is one pin comes or creates, okay. By using those pin and or by using those unique numbers, you have to go to the further process, okay. So here a copy of paid challan and statement confirming receipt of payment will be provided by GST, okay. Then amount will be credited to the ledger. As we know, after you getting the unique number, you have to again visit the GST portal and you can check whether the payment is received or not, or after payment is received, you will get the confirmation. That confirmation of payment will be provided by GST department. Then automatically amount will be credited to your ledger, and from this you have to make payment to the amount is credited to the cash ledger. From this, taxpayer will be able to make the payment to the government. This is how the procedure is available. Next we'll see the procedure for payment, which is for OTC system, okay. When taxpayer selected the payment mode via OTC, then these are the procedures, okay. Here 9 points I have listed, so we'll see one by one. Here it is. First of all, log in to the GST portal, enter your name, username, password and CAPTCHA code, okay. First of all, you have to log in to the GST portal, you have to enter your name, enter your username, okay, which is received from the GST department. Again, password, which is as given you while forming. Again, the CAPTCHA code, okay. Again you have to enter the CAPTCHA code and you have to log in. So next procedure is go to the GST services. After GST portal, okay, first of all you have to log in to the GST portal, you have to add your name, enter your name, password and CAPTCHA code, and you have to log in. After login, you need to go to the GST services, okay. In that, click on payments, okay. In GST services, so many options are there. You need to click on the payment system because you want to make the payment to the government. Next, third step is select the mode of payment, okay. Then after that, you have to select the mode of payment. As I told you, 3 modes are available, that is debit card, credit card 1, OTC 2 and RTGS and NEFT 3, okay. From that, you want to make the payment by OTC, then you have to select the mode of payment OTC. Next one, select the bank where you want to deposit the cash, okay. Then OTC is nothing but you have to deposit the cash through the counter, okay, in the bank. So you have to choose the bank, in which bank you want to deposit the cash. Say for example, SBI bank you want to deposit, then you have to select the SBI bank, okay. After that, select the type of instrument. After that, you have to select the type of instrument which you want. Okay, after that, you have to select the type of instrument. Either you want to make payment through cash, check or DD. Okay, say for example, you want to deposit the cash. Which mode or which type of instrument you want to use? Either you want to deposit the cash, either you want to deposit the check, or either you want to deposit the DD, demand draft. Okay, which mode you want to select? As per that, you have to select the type of instrument. Okay, after that, click the generate challan button. Okay, after selecting the type of instrument, you have to click on the generate challan button. Okay, then after that, take a printout of challan. Okay, when challan is generated, then you have to take a printout of that challan. Okay, you have to take a hard copy of that challan and visit to the selected bank, and you have to go to the selected bank. Say for example, you have selected the SBI bank, you have to go with the hard copy. Okay, after that pay using cash, check, DD within validity period. Okay, when you will get the instrument to make the payment via cash, DD or check, some validity period is there. Okay, within the 3 days, 4 days, say for example, you have to go to the bank, and within that period you have to deposit the cash. So you need to visit the bank and you have to make payment. Okay, payment by how? Either it may be check, cash or DD within the validity period. And lastly, the status of the payment will be updated on the GST portal after the confirmation from bank. Okay, when the status of payment will be confirmed, which is after the confirmation from bank. When you deposit the cash in the bank, then bank has to confirm the payment, then automatically the GST portal will show you the confirmation of payment. Okay, payment status will be show that your or updates in such a way that that payment has deposited in the cash ledger. Okay, this is how the procedure for payment by OTC. Now we'll see the procedure for payment by NEFT or RTGS. When taxpayer want to make payment to the government by using NEFT or RTGS option. Okay, as we know, when taxpayer want to make a payment, first of all he has to deposit the cash via any 3 modes, either it may be NEFT, RTGS, debit card or credit card, into the electronic cash ledger. From that electronic cash ledger he will use to make payment to the government. So procedure for payment by NEFT, here 10 points I have listed. So we'll discuss one by one. As the same case, okay, same again I will repeat. Log in to the GST portal, enter your name, username, password and CAPTCHA code. Okay, first of all you have to log in to the GST portal. Okay, for that some few requirements are there, such as enter your name, username, password and CAPTCHA code you have to enter and click. Then you will automatically log in with the GST portal. After that, go to the GST services and click on payment. Okay, then you can so many options are available with the GST website. So you click on the GST services, under that so many options will come. In that you want to make a payment, so for that reason you have to click on the payment. Okay, after that, third one, select the mode of payment. You want to make a payment, so again mode of payment will be come. Okay, 3 modes are available. Okay, such as payment by debit card, credit card, OTC and payment by NEFT or RTGS. Then you have to select the mode of payment, that is NEFT or RTGS you have to select. After that, select the name of remitting bank. Then bank list will come, then you have to select the proper bank in which you want to remit the fund. Okay, say for example SBI, in SBI bank you want to remit the fund, then you can select the SBI bank. After that, click the generate challan button. After that, generate button will be display. On that generate button you have to press, okay, or click. After that, challan will be displayed. You have to take a printout of challan. Okay, you have to take a print copy of that challan and or a hard copy of that challan, and you have to visit the selected bank. Okay, with that hard copy you have to visit the particular selected bank. Okay, along with the mandate form. Okay, while taking a print of challan, there is a mandate form also generated, so you can take that mandate form also, or a hard copy of that mandate form also, and visit the selected bank. After that, you can make payment by using the check or account transfer. Okay, you can make the payment by using the account transfer. Okay, from one account to another account, or you can either give the check. Okay, whatever it may be, you can choose the mode and you can make the payment. Okay, after that, transaction will be processed by bank. Then bank will be, as per your instruction, bank will do the necessary transaction. Okay, and almost RBI shall confirm the same within the 2 hours. As we know, NEFT and RTGS is going to controlled and done by Reserve Bank of India. Okay, all rules and regulation and work is felt in the hands of Reserve Bank of India. So as per the as per the process of bank, RBI will do the same, and RBI will confirm that payment within 2 hours. Okay, from one account to another account, payment will be shifted. Okay, after that the status of the payment will be updated on the GST portal after confirmation from the bank. When RBI will update to the bank, then bank will say yes, payment is done. When the confirmation from bank is received, then automatically GST portal will show the display that payment is deposited in the electronic cash ledger. Okay, and lastly the payment will be updated in the electronic cash ledger. As I told you, when the payment is done successfully on the GST portal, the confirmation will become as payment is received, then automatically as I told you, the taxpayer needs to open the electronic cash ledger. In that, automatically cash is credited. From that electronic cash ledger, the taxpayer needs to make payment to the government. Okay, this is how the process of RTGS or NEFT is given. Okay, this is the end of payment procedure in the 4th unit. Okay, but again there is one concept remained with, so that is returns in GST. We'll discuss in the next video. So thank you.